often wonder about the nature of reality, about our relationship to the creative force that forged the particles of our stars and intertwined them with the molecules of our bodies. Who are we? And where are we actually sitting within the architecture of our universe? Are we alone? Or is the answer simply stranger than we can think? My name is Jeremy Corbell. I seek to weaponize your curiosity, and if you're ready to suspend your own prejudice, welcome to the world of extraordinary beliefs. So you're gonna get this thing out. And what did you know of Dr. Lear before? Would you consider your life to have been completely normal up until the point where you've engaged these people interested in your story? So you've met Dr. Lear. Do you trust him? I was recently introduced to a surgeon who claims to remove implants, nanotechnology microchips embedded by aliens, non-humans monitoring our Earth. He talked about abductions, scalar wave transmissions, and a program to study or manipulate the human race. Armed with a patient, a scalpel, black lights, and a stud finder, I was eager to verify the authenticity of this alleged off-world implant technology. So Dr. Lear, what are we experiencing right now? Non-terrestriality. It is alleged that many of these mysterious objects that Dr. Lear and his team have removed display bizarre characteristics, such as having nanotopography and metallic composition described by some labs as exotic meteorite material, not having been forged in the furnace of our own sun. As a surgeon, I know it's not your position to speculate on the origin of this object, but obviously you know the story going around that maybe there's a correlation between the abduction phenomena and these types of objects. A foreign object was about to be removed from a man carrying this burden for over a decade. Nefarious implant by an extraterrestrial big brother, or a piece of childhood shrapnel. I personally wanted to see what this foreign object was made of. Small incision, big mystery.
Yes.
Were you surprised when they used the device for frequency, that what was in your leg seemed to be emitting a frequency?
Amazing.
I mean, it sounds like you've had some powerful experiences that have at least led you to entertaining the idea that, there are non-humans, they are visiting the planet, and that, they are engaging humanity. Have you ever seen a UFO?
No.
You never have?
Not that I remember.
As I watched hopeful believers slice an opening into the flesh suit of a living man, I began to reflect on exactly what was going on. An alleged abductee, patient number 17, standing at over 6 foot 9 inches tall, was a human monolith, a force of nature, and like the old cowboys of past, an absolutely honest man. One of those people, soft-spoken, stoic, who is genuinely looking for answers to questions that have plagued him since childhood. And all I could think was, what the fuck is about to be pulled out of this man's leg? So Roger, success today. Do not underestimate the cosmopolitics of an alleged alien implant removal surgery. Word had spread, and many faithful arrived with camcorders and flooded the waiting room with anticipation. Patient number 17 quietly made his exit through the back door, avoiding the crowd that had formed to glimpse that which has yet to be explained. When traversing uncharted territories and exploring alleged and advanced nano-cybernetic transmitters believed to have been embedded into a human host to monitor unknown rhythms, fields, and energies to transmit scalar wave frequencies to beings with hidden intentions who either traverse space-time or dimensionally shift into our reality, there are key moments in your investigation that require a monumental leap of faith. Or, of course, you can just go to your local scanning electron microscopy lab to actually see what it is that you have. This is the official testing of a foreign body that was removed from you. Are you curious about it at all?
Absolutely.
What do you?
Mystery.
It is a mystery. Do you think we'll solve it today?
Yes, we will.
Yeah, thousands of them. Is it shining on the inside, Steve?
Yeah, we see metal. Cool. Definitely metal.
With the power to look at the object at almost the atomic level, an alien landscape emerged, similar to topographical surveys of our star's celestial satellites orbiting our solar center. Structures and shapes began to take form within my mind. Spectral analysis seeking explanation of composition, measurements of features which looked like mountains and valleys were taken with great precision. I was hopeful that today patient number 17 would be given some answers. So Roger, is there anything that surprised you so far from today's analysis?
Yes.
And what would prove that it's a carbon nanotube? Will you be able to do that today?
No.
You get your first look at what they pulled out of you. What are your thoughts? You're saying is, I'm just trying to figure out what this is.
Mechanics of this object.
Would it shake the foundations of your faith if this was something from another intelligent species? Did you feel that we saw something anomalous today? What can you say conclusively from today? While the scientific team was busy analyzing the composition, structures, and isotopic ratios of the surgically removed mystery object, I decided to meet up with patient number 17 and find out more about his abductive experiences and his post-operation state of mind. Do you think that this is sinister? Like when you saw the eyes of those three oval head alien dudes that you tackled or tried to tackle in Las Vegas, you said that you could tell it was sinister. You could tell it was, where did you come to that understanding? What would you say to an alien that was trying to abduct you if you could? You fought back against these alien gangsters. I mean, you did that day.
Yep.
Are you saying to me that you feel strongly that the experiences you had were real? Do you feel that you were given a mental block from the experiences that you had? I joined patient number 17 for his post-operative evaluation. We were to confirm with X-ray that the entire foreign object was successfully removed and that the patient was healing properly. As Dr. Lear explained that the surgery was a success, I started to get the sense that patient number 17 was slightly agitated. Do you still have patient number 17's sample? What are we looking to learn about patient number 17? Well, if this thing is emitting frequency, there's got to be a way to capture that data somehow. It's the waiting that will grind you down. It's the slow wear and tear of the mental highway. If it's not true, you're crazy. If it is true, the implications are even worse. How do we navigate an experience that is real to us, but will never be real to others? Do we push it so far down that we can discount our own perception? It's one thing to ask a question. It's another to receive the answer. Is knowledge power, or can knowledge be fundamentally destructive? We've been waiting a long time to find the broad spectrum elemental analysis and isotopic analysis that you're going to be able to read for us, because we want to know, as patient 17 will often say, is this a piece of Tonka truck or just a rock from the ground? What was it that was taken out of his leg? And this should be definitive in some way of what it was that was taken out, if it's anomalous or not. You're saying, Steve, that this is a highly complex alloy. 36 different elements, some of which are rare earth elements. There's all these different metals in it. They're highly complex. They were fabricated. They were put together. It would be highly expensive and probably difficult to make a single object out of all of these elements. Yeah. Some of which are very rare. Some of which are even toxic in small amounts. I mean, this is a very strange object in patient 17's leg that was taken out. You've talked to us about the elemental analysis, but we also specifically got isotopic analysis. What do you see in the isotopes? Are they from here or are they not? So you're saying that within these results for the isotopic percentages, usually 1 to 2% could be a miscalculation. How many percentages are we off by? So zinc 64 and zinc 66 have isotopic ratios that are definitively not from Earth. It's a federal crime to change them. It's not like the labs are messing around with the data.
Yeah.
And they're looking at something that is not from here. Is it the smoking gun, as it says in the magazine article? You don't want it to be true. How does this make you feel? Are you surprised by these results? What happens to the ego when it confronts a truth that is poised to transform our belief systems? And is truth itself a matter of interpretation? You were patient number 15?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
I didn't.
No. Like Schrodinger's famous thought experiment, I simply wanted to know if the cat in the box was dead or alive. Is this object anomalous or not? The facts of the analysis do not lie, but the interpretation seems to be deeply subjective. The hard scientific line presupposed by the data is easily bent by the worldview developed by those who seek answers. Where was the doc when you needed him? Where was the man who started it all? Was he playing his symphony in the sky, having found peace from his questions in the realms of the knowing, while the mysteries that keep us mortals in a state of insomniatic disturbance roll on? The next move was to get interpretation of the data from a scientist known as Nanoman, a military-funded nanophysicist who might be able to shine light on our seemingly anomalous analysis. Maybe he could tell me if there was anything to this data. This came out of a man's leg. There have been a lot of kind of assumptions about it, but now we have the hard physical evidence, the elemental analysis. I just wanted you as a nanophysicist to basically look at it and
Yes.
Is this a Tonka truck? Are these elements unique in any way, just the elements themselves? Even in your world of nanotechnology, where you do fabricate pretty exotic, minute scale machines and that kind of thing, this is still interesting to you? Wow. This thing is fabricated, is what you're saying. We're talking about something that is highly advanced and fabricated by an intelligence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes, straight up.
You know, I was told that there are 4 types of isotopes that are found on Earth in zinc. Those are the 4 that they analyzed? Okay. So they're created here within our star system, the supernova that created our star systems and our neighboring star systems.
Yes.
And they have certain ratios that are typically found as far as the concentration of these different types of zinc. So zinc 64, zinc 66, this kind of thing.
Yes.
What ratios are you seeing there? Are they out of proportion with terrestrial ratios, and what does that tell us? My mind is still kind of frozen with shock. I did not expect there to be proof. You're just nodding your head, but I'm freaked out. I mean, so you got the smoking gun, but it's in the form of an isotopic analysis. How do you make someone understand the implication of those numbers? Or maybe you don't. Do you think, from what you've seen, these isotopes show us non-terrestriality? Would you consider this scientific report of the isotopes a smoking gun? I'm just trying to figure out my next step. I mean, I guess we're at a point where we can say, big questions.
Yes. Huge questions.
This is just about the point where I feel utterly lost. I've been investigating Dr. Lear's claims for almost a year now. It's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So here are the facts. Patient 17 had a strange object taken out of his leg. It was analyzed and interpreted by Dr. Lear's team. They believe the object is proof of advanced non-human intelligence engaging humanity. Patient 17 and I are less convinced. I called the lab, and they stood behind their results. When I asked them if the isotopic results were consistent with non-terrestriality, they quickly admitted that errors can occur. I presented the data to the head meteorite specialist at UCLA, and he basically told me that we would need more tests to determine the object's origin. Innumerable scientists, from material specialists to nanotechnicians, have interpreted the data, and it's a coin toss. Some find the composition anomalous, others say it's what you might expect to find in a common alloy. Most simply say, we need more tests. With Dr. Lear gone, our only hope to further this case is to get our hands on the sample and continue the quest. This has proven to be a challenge.
Hey man, it's me. I've been trying for months to get a hold of Steve. He's changed his phone number. He won't answer any of my messages. I just don't know if we're gonna be able to get the sample back, or if we're gonna be able to figure out what this is. I'm extremely frustrated. I mean, I figure the only thing left is to go bang on his door. You know, we've come this far, man. We need to do more tests.
It seems that we each have front row seats for this cosmic symphony, an ultra-dimensional theater where we are observers and participants. We are actors on this multi-galactic and incomprehensibly mysterious stage, and the price of admission is simply your own curiosity. The problem with peeking behind the curtain is that you can't unsee and you can't unknow. Your curiosity becomes weaponized, and from that moment forward, you become a mechanism, a beacon radiating with desire magnitudes greater than you ever dreamed possible.